All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, on Friday, our Canadian friends had an amazing holiday, I hope, with your friends and family. And then yesterday, we celebrated the 4th. So, I hope all of you had a great time with your friends and family. And obviously, we want to recognize all the men and women that has served this great country, and we thank you for all of our many freedoms that we have as we walk through the days. So we got a good week lined up for you, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to get back and anytime. How many of you are this type person that anytime you have a holiday, you appreciate the holiday, but you also like some rhythm in your life, some continuity, some routine, and so or maybe that's just me. So anyway, I might be the only one that gets like excited to get back into work, get up at 5, get going in the direction I'm supposed to. So no, some of you out there are weirdos like me. All right. Well, listen, let us know where you're tuning in from in the chats and the comments, and big waves to you. Big waves to you this Monday. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Our word for today, we got some good words for a short week, I guess. We're one day shy of a full week here. But word for today is productive. Productive. And it's always good talk about productive coming back from a couple of days off. But if you look at productive, and when I was looking at this definition, obviously it back when they created this definition, whenever this was, it had to be some time ago, because one of the definitions was producing or able to produce large amounts of goods, crops, or other commodities. I got thinking about that. I thought, being productive, achieving or producing a significant amount or a result, productive. How many of you can relate to being active in your life in different elements, but not productive? I've had times where I've thought about it a lot. I've dreamed about it a lot. I've worried about it a lot. But am I actually being productive? Can you relate to that? I know that's me a lot of times. But here's where I went with it this morning on my part. And Andrea is going to talk about how to be more productive. But Peter Drucker said, nothing is less productive than to make more efficient what should not be done at all. Okay. How many of you followed that right there? Was that too much? Okay. Nothing is less productive than to make more efficient what should not be done at all. And where I went with it this morning in productive is sometimes I can't be productive. Maybe you can relate to this. Sometimes I can't be productive because I have this battle going on between my two ears. Can any of you relate to that? And it paralyzes me. It paralyzes me from being happy. It paralyzes me from taking action on the day. It paralyzes me in a lot of areas because I'm having this mental warfare going on between my two ears. And it's really interesting because where I gathered some information today, if you've ever followed the author Napoleon Hill, one of the things I've told you about this book, Outwitting the Devil, but you realize that the devil exists because a lot of times the devil exists because of the battle going on in between our two ears. Like we start to doubt, we start to have disbelief, and the devil's like just going, woo-hoo, I'm about to have a party up in this guy's head, and sometimes it creates this whole stop of being productive. And I pulled the analogy, and maybe Andrea will share this with you. How many of you have seen this picture before? Maybe this is you coming back from a little bit of a vacation, right? How many of you seen this picture before? 3 feet from gold. 3 feet from gold. It's actually Napoleon Hill referred to this analogy. And here's what it comes from. It comes from a story back during the gold rush age. And what it was it was a man mining for gold, and he spent tireless days mining for gold, working, pitchforks, going after it, spending money, like trying to get to these diamonds, this gold. And he started waging war in his own head. This is never going to happen. Maybe I just need to go back to doing what I used to do. Maybe my former life was better than what I pursue in this direction. And this person let the mental warfare going on between his ears stop. And he decided to retreat, and he decided to sell all of his equipment, everything that he had done in pursuit for this goal. And he sold it to a junk man that actually had to seek counsel on how to dig for gold. And if you can picture this junk guy, I picture him like just not really ever done anything very important, but somebody just kind of dropped a gift off to him, right? And he bought it. He found a way to purchase it, and he got it. And then he sought after counsel on how to dig for gold, and he started digging just 3 feet away from where this gentleman was digging tirelessly. And guess what? 3 feet from where the miner was digging, the junk man found the gold, found the diamonds, found the jewels, just 3 feet from gold. And the reason I lay on that story is, to me, productive sometimes can be stopped when in between our two ears, we're having this mental warfare, just like this guy was, just like this miner was. Now, to make that story a little better, that miner went on to create riches in another area of his life. But in this one instance, the power between the two ears stopped him. He gave up. So let that be a lesson for all of us to keep fighting, keep looking. And when we're having that battle in our mind, is it worth it? Is it this? Seek some counsel. See if it's worth fighting for. Andrew, I'll turn it to you.
Well, that was a good one, Coach. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to feeling like really unproductive. We had this really long weekend. I actually made it longer. I took my kids running some errands on Friday. And, to get back into the groove, sometimes you need a little push, because we can get caught, at least I can get caught in like not momentum, right? Where I'm just kind of used to sitting in the chair, and it can take a little help to get back on track. So the quote that I found was, productivity is never an accident. It's always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. And that's Paul J. Meyer. But the flip side of that is, don't be busy, be productive. Because I think that can be the other thing that we can fall into, where at least I can fall into, where I just want to be busy. I don't want to sit around. I don't want to not be, getting stuff done. So I've got everything on the to-do list, and I'm making sure it's all getting marked off, but nothing is really something that's going to move the needle in my life. So what I looked into is, what do productive people do? What are some habits of productive people that we can all learn from? So the first thing was, cut your to-do list in half, which sounds a little crazy, right? But before you go to bed, write down everything that you need to get done the next day and prioritize them, right? 1 to 10, let's pretend, and do 1 through 5, right? Or 1 through 3. Do the most important things, excuse me, and don't worry about the rest of them. Excuse me. My allergies are going bonkers today, so I'm up in my finale, so just bear with me. Number 2, take more breaks. So sometimes we can get into that zone, right? Where we're we're working, but every hour that we continue to like try to get through our list and be productive, our actual productivity is going down. We're still we're fighting through, but our brain isn't there. Like we're just in that fog where I just have to get this done, but we're no longer really being productive. So we'd actually be more productive if we got up, take a little walk around the neighborhood, or, do some yoga. I don't know, jump on your exercise bike, but do something to give your brain that rest so that when you get back, you're actually able to complete your tasks better. And then next, follow the 80-20 rule. So kind of what is the 20% in your life that moves the needle? We all know, like, let's just think about our work, right? For many of us that do, what we do, certain things move our needle, right? Picking up the phone and reaching out, talking to people, sitting down, having events, things like that actually move the needle. But there's a bunch of other stuff that we can kind of do on the side that make us maybe feel a little bit better about ourselves, but they're not moving that needle. So focus on the 20%, do that first. And then if you get to the 80, you get to the 80, but focus on the important stuff. Use the morning to focus on yourself. So the most productive people get their personal stuff done first. They take care of their body. They, move and nourish themselves and meditate and all of the things to take care of themselves, to center themselves, so then they can focus on what they need to focus on when they're done with it. But the flip side of that is then they eat the frog. So hopefully everybody's heard that horrible phrase. I think it's Brian Tracy that says it. Might have a book by that, where pick the worst thing that is going to move the needle, right? Like the worst task, the thing you're dreading the most, but it's probably also the most important. Do that first, right after you take care of your stuff, and then you can move through the rest of your day. And then improve your communication. Sometimes in our busy little lives, we can try to text, but we're not actually communicating. So if you're trying to work with somebody, you're trying to do something, create something, and it's taking more than like 2 text messages, put down your thumbs and actually call them, actually communicate, because you're going to be so much faster. It's going to be so much clearer, and you'll be able to express yourself, get it done, and move on. And then stop multitasking. That's the last thing I'll say. I'm the worst multitasker and I know it. So I really try not to, because I know this little brain of mine, like I can't talk and text. If we're ever talking and I'm trying to text, I'm going to tell you what I'm texting. Like I just do not have that ability, but we're much less productive when we do try to multitask. So try to stay on target, try to do one thing at a time, and we'll be more productive. So thanks for this one, Coach. This was good for the first day back after a long weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great message. And this was a great word to kick off the week. We all need that like sense of, all right, let's get back on track. Let's get this thing going. So hope you guys have a great Tuesday. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you back on Wednesday. Short week this week.
Many blessings. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Love